Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. The women the top tier black men want. And this is a follow-up in a way to the video I did yesterday called Why Don't Some Black Women Want to Date? Well, why some black men don't want to date black women. That's the second video in a row I say something about black women dating black women. There might be a video coming on that because I've never addressed that issue. Anyway, right? The women the top tier black men want. Now, first of all, let me define what is generally going to be considered top tier, right? Generally, I'm talking about the men who probably, in the eyes of this current, the mainstream black culture, as the guys who are, handsome. Let's not get past that, handsome, in decent shape. Have maybe not so much as six figures, but probably making more than average. I would count men who are making over 50,000, which in this particular country will put them in the top 25% as far as wage earners, right? Basically, some men who got something going on. And, these men, primarily professional, but also could be maybe some business owners, some highly paid like master tradesmen or blue collar type of guys like master plumbers and stuff, making money, dudes who flipping houses, right? The top tier, what the women want, right? What the women complain there's a shortage of. Problem is, depending on what circles you in, you can see plenty of them. A big problem is a lot of women don't travel in the circles where they're going to see an abundance of these men. Now, what I'm saying now isn't just something off the top of Rom's head. This is from what I'm about to say is from observations I've made from running in primarily professional circles where I know these men. And even now, I don't run in those circles as much, but men who fit that category are just nothing but a text away. And, one of the things I wanted to say is, okay, well, what type of women do they want? Because you have so many videos and so many black women saying, well, where are these men and how come they don't want me and everything? And, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to talk about it. And it's not about all that other stuff, but this video is totally focused on what those men will look for, right? And one of the first things is, despite what I might have said in some of my videos, even my last video, or despite what many commentators might say, it's not women of other races. If you look at a lot of these professional men, a lot of these top tier men, if they dealing with women, it's black women. Most of them. You get some who conspicuous about it, but those are like celebrities. They or professional athletes. They in another time zone. And a lot of times, once that contract goes out, or once they become irrelevant, or they get a knee injury, most of them be just some ordinary cats. Just to be real, most of them be some ordinary cats. That's a reality. That's halfway another video in itself. But most of these top tier black men want black women, and most of them, when they deal with women, black women. But they dealing with a certain type of woman, right? Let's be very clear on it. I would say if I had to stereotype them, I would use like the black sorority type of women. They looking for deltas and AKAs, and I would say in a general sense. So if you know any AKAs, you know any deltas, look at them. In fact, most of them, if they get married, they marry to black men. So that's one thing. That's one thing right there. Now, there's going to be three primary things that's going to make that woman stand out, a black woman stand out in the mind of those top tier black men. First thing is the physical attractive piece. Let's not insult anybody. They're not going to look past that. And it actually is logical. Like one of the places that I've encountered the most men on that level was in gyms. They're working out. They staying in shape. Now, if they value that for themselves, they're gonna value that in a woman. And indeed, many top tier sisters will have a gym membership. They will have a gym membership. They will stay in shape. Now, the physical attractive piece, let's be clear, is not like that IG thought type of attractiveness. That's the first thing to be clear about. It is not that IG thought type of thing. Because one thing, these men, in general, they not so much want the physical attractiveness, but they also want a sense of classiness to it. I would say think like a Michelle Obama type. In that range. Somebody, keep themselves in shape and stuff, but carry themselves with some class. You ain't gonna see like a Michelle Obama type with, in some thong on IG. You just not gonna see it. If they're gonna dress, it's still gonna be class. Their hair is gonna be class and everything. So these men, because think about it, these men are in a position where they're making money, they got businesses, they got professions and stuff like that. They would look stupid as shit walking around with some IG model. Let's just be real. Like I said, don't count the celebrities. Don't count the pro athletes. No, they're going to be looking for that classy woman. She attractive, but she's classy. She know how to carry herself. She ain't gonna be tacky or anything. You probably ain't gonna see any visible tattoos on her. That's just real talk. She's gonna, or if she has some, is like well hidden or something like that. She's gonna be, when they go to like any gatherings where there's a bunch of folks, or some concert or some charity event or something or anything, that man wants somebody who's gonna represent him well. Because here's something: when you deal with that level of man, part of the thing that other men are going to judge him on is the woman on his arms. I want to say that again. And it is not, like I said, it's not the IG woman. It's that woman who can hold an intelligent conversation about a variety of subjects. Like she can have a conversation, not on the Real Housewives or wherever, but maybe on like an intelligent conversation on a political situation or even an economic situation. Or she might even be able to talk about Bitcoin or something like that. And even if she can't, she can still carry herself with enough class not to embarrass the man. So it's like a classy type of physical attractiveness. Elegant. That's a good word to use. Kind of an elegant attractiveness, right? Now, that's the physical thing. She got some class. But then one important thing for the man is just cooperation. You get a lot of women out here. They want to be like, I'm independent and stuff. And see, I did a video on my Deep Thought channel about the I versus we relationships. You get some woman, she wants to do her own thing. She wants a man, but yet she wants to do her own thing. She don't want to cooperate with the man's agenda. One of the things, if that man has reached a level of success, and he's reached a level of success, he's doing something, he got a business going on. He doesn't need a woman who's going to come in and be on some eye shit. He doesn't need that. He doesn't want that. She need to be down for his plan. That's one thing to be very clear about. If that man's reached a level of success without the woman, if he's going to bring her in, she need to be down for his plan. Now, it's not to say he won't support her in her dreams or anything like that. But ultimately, it's about his plan. That's the bottom line. Especially in a situation where many women are looking for a man to be able to protect and provide, despite what women say about being independent. So, at the very least, she's going to have to cooperate. And like I said, this ain't to say she can't do her thing as far as her business or career or anything. Shoot, some of the dudes want something like that, but ultimately, it still has to be a spirit of cooperation. That, like, two roommates who have sex every now and then. It has to be on that very cooperation thing. And one of the biggest things, even, I'm going to tell you the truth, even bigger than like the elegant attractiveness and the cooperation, attitude. See, I'm gonna tell you the most backwards thing I've seen out here with many of these women, black women, talking about they want a black man, right? And they want that top tier black man, that quality black man, is talking shit about black men. And when I say talking shit, saying, well, the black men this, black men that. And I said this in my other video, a lot of those dudes who got to that high point, they had to work. So they remember the days when women were saying that about them. And if you got a funky, first of all, if you got a funky attitude, dislike men, period. And this is regardless of whether the man's a top tier brother or, some dusty brother. A woman is not going to be able to get along successfully with a dude if she has a disdain for men in general. And a lot of women out here just have a disdain for men. And this woman, and these women think this guy is just going to deal with it. Understand something about a top tier brother. They got options. So don't think, you get some women thinking they going to talk some trash about him and everything, and he's going to still want him. Like, I give you an example, right? A woman I dealt with, I think back in college days. And, I found a website because, I used to do more searches on my name, and she was talking big shit about me. I mean, I was at the top of a list of men she said did her wrong, talking all this shit. And, I felt bad because I had to figure out who she was at first, right? And I looked, and I actually said, I was actually nice about it because, I was a knucklehead back in the day. So I said, damn, I put a message on there. I don't know if she ever read it, just saying, you know what? I was, I ain't mean hurt you like that because she was saying some foul shit. I just took the higher ground and whatnot, right? But then there was some other people on this same site. They were like, oh, yeah, she wild crazy. You should want a woman like her. And I'm like, no, because, well, she got some serious issues. I acknowledge my part, but part of my part is I should have left her alone. So I acknowledge that. I said, I should have kept walking. That's really what I just said anyway, right? But, these friends were like, this woman all wild and crazy and all of that. And you get women out there thinking that a man who's worked hard to build up some shit, who's worked hard to stay out of trouble, to actually be, he's worked hard to stay in shape. He's worked hard to develop his career, to make money, to be an asset to the community. He carries himself well. Is just going to want any old tacky woman. And you get some women out there like the Survivor Series. You look at some women and I'm like, well, hold up. What you bringing to the table? And they thinking like that too. And then they have some attitude like, oh, especially some they talking about, oh man, all black men aren't shit. Y'all this and that. But then they expect that brother who got his shit together to want them and find them attractive. And that's even if they are physically attractive. The attitude's a turnoff. In fact, that's the big, if you talk to black men, they'll say that's the biggest turnoff. Because there's a lot of brothers, all brothers ain't chasing dimes. There's a lot of brothers who want a dime. There's a lot of brothers who would deal with a six if she got a good attitude. Or they'll deal with that woman who may be a little bit overweight if she got a good attitude. There's a lot of brothers. Even some brothers who got something going on. If that woman is bringing a real cooperative attitude, as long as her shit ain't too bad, the physical attraction of this piece don't go anywhere. But if she got a real positive attitude, depending on the man and where he at in his life, he might let some stuff slide. Because you do get some brothers up there, and then you see them. And even women say this. They'll say, well, why you with her? Why you not? Or they'll say, yeah, that woman, that dude got all it going on. He got that ordinary, like, looking woman, plain Jane type of woman. But like I said, if a woman have a good attitude towards a man, she's cooperative. There are some men who'll let the shits, they'll say, all right, well, the booty ain't that big and round, but where she cool, she got my back. He'll try to make something work. A lot of dudes are like that. But don't get it twisted though. Don't think you can just be ordinary. If you really want that type of guy, really hit the gym. Seriously, don't take the chance that you're gonna find that one who's gonna be like cool with it. Shoot, if a woman want to hook a man, trust me, or keep a man, Yeah, do those leg exercises and stuff. And keep toned up. Trust me, that'll do a lot more than anything else. All right. So anyway, right? Those are the women that a top tier black man's gonna go over. And I'm gonna reiterate something. A lot of brothers really don't want women of other races. And that's why if you really look at a lot of these professional type of brothers, they still gonna mess with some black women. But like I said, they gonna be like those AKA Delta types if they gonna mess with them. So that gets into another conversation about class and subcultures in the black community. I got to do something on that. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.